All right, all right. Welcome back, everybody, to Overflow, the Everyday People Show. I forgot the name of the show.
Yeah, it's been 2
welcome back
weeks.
to welcome back to Overflow, the Everyday People Show. It's the only show with me, your mama, your cousin, them two get to come on and just chop it up. How y'all doing today? Welcome back from.
Back.
We didn't come on last week. It was a holiday weekend, so we took the day out too last Tuesday. We hope y'all had a good holiday. On what day was Memorial?
It was Memorial Day.
Memorial Day,
and that was on a Monday.
I always get Memorial Day and Labor Day mixed up for some reason.
Yeah, so everybody should have been well rested because I know I was. I had a good weekend.
Yeah, but anyway, y'all, we ask y'all, please, ma'am, sir, share this live with your favorite groups, your favorite friends, and your family, your mama, cousin, too. Like I said. Anyway, y'all, listen, we got a good show lined up for y'all today. We have a remarkable young guest coming on, Miss DEANNA Williams. When I tell you this lady has done everything, she's a wife, mother too, and businesswoman. Look, we gonna give y'all her bio when we get back. But after this message, well, not after this message, it's time for the what?
The Everyday People Show.
It's time for the Everyday People Show. Let's go, y'all. I think iPhone users are kind of like try to be like bougie people, in crowd type people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what I'm saying, man.
You about to step on the toe.
From the black women, I see they don't have that patience like that. You know what I'm saying? But white women, they'll take it on the chin.
Well, okay. Well, this is.
Any of y'all got the Trump Bible?
Or the shoes.
The man selling. The man. Let me tell you about Trump. One thing about Trump, he's a hustler, man. That boy Trump is a hustler. He will sell anything. A shoe, a stamp, a 3-cent lamp.
Me naked. He took everything from me. I went from a place of living a life like this to oatmeal cookies.
No child born out of my loins will ever be born to poverty. That's what what I'm working on right now.
And welcome back to Overflow, the Everyday People Show. This is the only show where me, you, your mama, and cousin two get to come on and chop it up. Listen, y'all hit me in the inbox. Y'all hit me in the comment section. Let me know where y'all coming from, man. What part of town y'all share? What part of town y'all sharing y'all life in with us on, man? You know, so you got anything to say, Jenny? Jenny, you trying to act quiet sometimes.
No, I just want to say welcome back to everybody. I hope you all enjoyed your holiday when we took our break, but we're ready to rock and roll again. We're ready.
We're ready to rock and roll. So y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the share button. Let me put my share thing up here for y'all should share. All thing we ask y'all to do is share this live. We ain't begging y'all for no money. It'll be nice if y'all send us some money though. Maybe I should put the cash up on there. You think they'll send me some money?
No.
If I put the cash up on there, will y'all send me some money to help with proceeds? But anyway, y'all, we have a good show for y'all, and I appreciate y'all for coming back with us. We took a week off, holiday. We know, sometimes, people don't want to be bothered, you know what I'm saying? People want to enjoy their food, you know what I'm saying? Monday was a holiday, and I thought Tuesday we were going to be digesting their food. So I said,
Right.
you can't live with black folk when they full, you know what I'm saying?
Right, and sleeping in.
And all of that, y'all. But y'all, please share this live for your boy and your girl. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we have a great guest coming up at 7:30, man. You want to read her? Now we're gonna wait to read her bio before we bring her on because she has a laundry list of things that she has done.
Yes.
So Miss DEANNA Williams, she's a dance instructor. She's a businesswoman.
She's an author of a children's book.
She's an author of a children's book. She has a degree in business administration. Listen, she has many. We're not even including the accolades yet. So y'all hang tight. Me and Jen gonna keep y'all busy. while we wait, before we bring her on, we gotta warm it up for her, y'all. We got to warm the crowd up for her. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get it's like when you barbecue, you gotta wait till the coals get hot.
Right.
So we gonna get the coals hot for y'all. But in the meanwhile, we want y'all to share this live with everybody you know who might be inspired by this young lady coming up, Miss DEANNA Williams. But what we got? What we gonna talk about before we bring her up at 7:30?
Okay, let's start with that question that you asked me the other day.
Oh, the question I asked you, and I need y'all. I need y'all. We listen, y'all. This is a community group. We encourage y'all participation. And I was asking Jenny. I was going through my phone, and I came across a couple of people who have been deceased. Right, and so I asked Jenny, do she delete? How soon do you delete people who have deceased in your phone? Like you still got their name and their phone number in your phone, and you strolling through your like every now and then I'll stroll through my phone and I'll just delete numbers of people who had either changed their number, and for some reason I come across people who have passed away. And I feel some kind of way when I delete their number. You know what I'm saying? So y'all give me how do y'all feel about deleting numbers from people who have passed away? Do y'all delete numbers when you come across them? Because I'm pretty sure y'all go through y'all phone and delete old numbers, people who have changed their numbers. And you just see people who have passed away in your phone. Do y'all delete their number? Do y'all delete their number? Y'all give your boy and girl, y'all talk to us now. Don't just watch y'all be bashful. Come on. What's up? Well, so what do you think about that? Do you delete numbers from your phone of people who passed away?
I have. I have no one in my phone current to date of anyone that has passed away still on my phone. I just don't. And it wasn't like right away. I had to go through this process of looking at their number, digesting and processing this person is no longer here. And I would say within 6 months to a year, I finally deleted it. I didn't delete numbers right away. I think with the timing of the death, it was anywhere from 6 months to a year before I deleted their numbers. So it brought back painful moments of, wow, I can't call this person anymore. It just took time. I didn't do it right away.
I know, because I just feel some kind of way when I do it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like I just feel some kind of way when I delete people who deceased, friends and family out my phone that's no longer here. I feel it gives me an eerie feeling when I do that.
But I will say this. So it's completely understood. I've lost 4 close friends over the past 4 years, like one every year. And I didn't just say, oh, I'm going to delete their number. It was more like once I got a new phone, I didn't add their number back in as a contact, if that make any sense.
I mean, I can understand that. I mean, you kind of like be kind of crazy to add their number back in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That is something totally different. Jackson Monroe said, I don't delete the number.
Right.
I love keeping any kind of memory I have, even something as simple as a number.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So I was wondering, was I the only one feeling that kind of way? Like, do y'all feel some kind of way when you delete a number?
Yeah. For me, it's more of circumstantial. Like I had one friend who passed away, and his daughter and son had still the number. And so I would call them and check on them sometimes. But then after I lost contact with them, I just deleted the number because I felt like it's just no point in me just trying to continue to dial it, because it made me feel some kind of way, because he was a really, really close friend. Just somebody that was a good friend to me and my family. So I just didn't strategically say, oh, I'm going to delete all numbers. I think over time, it's like when I changed phones, The numbers weren't added back, and then the 2 that I did delete, it was just one was business, but also slash friend, and I was just like, I just felt like it was bothering me, not that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was just my experience with a couple of numbers. I
Yeah,
just like I
she
didn't
also
need them.
said it feels like you're deleting them, and that's the kind of like, and that's why I hesitate, because I get that eerie feeling like you erasing that last little physical
Yeah,
physical
I can
thing
understand
that you
that.
can see of someone, and it's small. It's a small thing. It's just a phone number,
Yeah,
but it feels like you're deleting. It feels like you're wiping them. It's like you're saying bye bye, get
right,
out of
right,
here.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I always get that, and I always wonder, do anybody feel like I feel when it comes to deleting a
Yeah.
number of someone deceased?
And so, see, like for me, and I can understand that if that's a person's way of remembering the person. So, like on my old phones, which I still have, I don't delete the text threads. I still remember the last messages that were sent, um, pictures and stuff like that. I don't delete pictures, but I journal a lot. So when each of those persons passed away, I journaled about them. So that's how my memory of them sticks. So it's not like a complete like, oh, forget them, they're gone. It's just as far as the number goes, I if you look through my phone right now, everybody is alive that's in my phone as far as the number. I have no one in my phone that's, and
Yeah,
it's not like in a mean way, like, oh, it's just more about circumstances of getting new phones. It just, after about 6 months to a year, depending, it's like, okay, whoever had the phone after that, like family members, you just, I don't know. It was circumstantial for me, but I don't have this idea that it's a bad idea to keep the numbers. I just personally don't have any in my phone current to date of anybody that's passed away.
what about y'all out there? Y'all give me a quick yes or no. Give me a quick yes or no. Your thoughts on deleting phone numbers from the deceased from your phone. Is it a matter of time, or do you have to let time go by before you delete their number, or is it just, look, they ain't calling anyway? I mean, hopefully, they don't call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I did have somebody number in my phone who was deceased, and then that number called me, and I was like, "Oh shoot!"
Okay.
But it was a relative calling me from their phone, so I'm
Yeah.
like,
And then sometimes it's
But
good
it scared
if the relative has the
dickens out
phone.
of me, man.
Yeah. But like
I'm like, what is
past
this?
that, nah, not me personally. And like I said, it's not strategic. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna delete their number. Like after scrolling through my phone and looking at it, feeling sad, about 6 months to a year, it's like, I just let it go. But keep pictures and stuff like that for sure.
Oh.
Definitely those stay in my phone, the pictures.
Oh, you keep the pictures but delete the number.
Yes.
Oh, but I can understand keeping the pictures. That's like
Yeah.
a something you can see, but a number, they shouldn't be calling you. You know what I'm saying?
As I remember when my mom passed away, like,
So it
I'm gonna
ain't
be
funny, but
honest.
it just,
No, I get it. When my mom passed away, I could remember just on purpose calling just to hear her voicemail.
Oh,
And then
yeah?
after a while, I was like,
So
torturing
so you
myself.
saying you called your mama just to hear a voicemail?
Yeah.
Oh, the phone was still on?
Well, at the time, my father was,
Oh,
but
okay.
he.
Did you record it? Did you record it and save it for yourself?
We saved it, but somehow it got lost because it was a landline. It wasn't her cell phone. It was a landline, and once my dad got a different number, it just went away. So we, because it's been years since she's
So y'all
been gone.
never had no
So
video of your mom?
we got plenty of videos.
Okay, but you got something to remember her, like
Of course, yeah,
her voice.
of course. But initially, I wanted to hear her voice because, believe it or not, sometimes when people pass away, you forget their voice. Like
Yeah.
you almost forget something. You have to sit down after a while and be like, what did their voice sound like? I know that sounds weird, but for me, I just remember I didn't want to forget how her voice sounded. So
Don't sometimes you kind of like wish like they had the technology we have now, like back then, so we can see our great grandparents and just hear them talking. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
The future is so blessed, man. They're gonna have so much stuff to remember
Yeah.
us by. You know what I'm saying? If we don't destroy the earth before you get there. You know?
Right. Because when my mom died, I'll say this real quick. When she died, that was about 18 years ago. She's been gone a long time. So technology back then wasn't as it is now. Like you have visual voicemail. Sometimes you can go back. You can replay messages. I did that with my dad. I would replay his messages and stuff. But if you don't have visual voicemail, you'll lose it. You'll have to. I think you got to add that to your phone to be able to play them back. So when she passed away, it was just listening to a voice recorder on a landline. So
Okay, Miss, I'm guessing it's Miss Diane Pierce, Vincent's mom. She say, "No, I don't delete right away. It's just a matter of time." So I'm kind of in that space right there, like it's a matter of time, because I ran across a couple of people number who passed away like recently, like within the last year.
Yeah.
So but their numbers are still on my phone, and I'm like, I can't delete it right now.
Yeah, it's not right away.
Yeah. So,
Not right away. It's just you have to
right away.
process like they're gone.
Yeah.
Takes a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else going on? What you're into the politics? Y'all into the politics? Yeah. Well, how do y'all feel about the Donald Trump verdict? I don't like talking about Donald Trump. But he's almost like the elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying?
You like Donald Trump. You talk about him all day, all night in your sleep.
So I got him in the intro video. So but he's a character, man. He's a character. But here's the thing. But when the dust settles, we talking about picking a world leader. We talking about choosing a leader. I mean, and for the life of me, I get that he's a comical guy. He's a funny topic.
Yeah.
But why do we see him as a leader? Why do so many people think he can lead?
I think a lot of people that are supporters, I think some of them see a little bit of themselves in him. It's like a reflection, but then whatever he brings that they find beneficial to them, that also draws them as well.
Who?
I'm just saying.
Here's the thing. You, as a leader of your household, can you have bad character? If I'm a married man and the leader of a household, am I allowed to sleep with other women?
No.
Am I allowed to just trash other people when I want to?
Absolutely not.
Am I allowed to participate in crimes?
No. Because your house will fall apart.
So why would we pick him for a world leader?
Because
so what do we think we're gonna get when we choose him as a world leader if he has this character? If he has all those qualities that I just named, why do we think he could be a world leader? Let's put politics aside. I think it's bigger than politics. I think people are choosing. A lot of people say, I made more money than him.
Right.
So what?
I know people who said that.
I mean, what that got to do with choosing a leader? You're choosing a leader. I mean, you're choosing somebody who can make decisions that will affect your life.
And I think people feel that whatever he offers that he can change to make people have more rights for certain things, they feel like, well, all of that he does outside of politics is his business. So some people will separate his character and morale from what he promises or what they, again, feel like they would benefit from if he was our leader again.
But how can you separate his character from
you can't.
They're one and the same. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
You can't.
It's just like the drug dealer. It's just like the drug dealer in the hood. He poisoning everybody's grandmama and mama, but he on Christmas he give you a turkey. He give you a turkey and a ham.
Right.
And this is what we settle for?
You can't separate the two. I mean, anytime I've ever voted, I've always carefully with whatever they present to us as truth or whatever, or facts. I look at the things that they've done in the community, things that they've done in the past with politics and helping people to just have fair things happening like for everybody instead of it just being about, the poor or the rich or, a certain group of people. I try to look at their character as well as what they say they'll do. Because a lot of times they say stuff, but they don't always follow through.
And let me say this: in no way am I endorsing Joe Biden, but at least he shut up. At least he know how to carry himself. You know what I'm saying? Policies are one thing. Some people gonna like his policy. Some people gonna like his policy. But I cannot support a man with the character that he has.
Well, America is out of control, so people don't really care about that. They care more about the profit, what they can benefit from. America's is spiritually just corrupt. So people just doing whatever. So why not have a president like that? It's acceptable.
Well,
it's not acceptable to me, but I'm just saying. I mean, look around.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
I would not want him to ever, lead with the type of morale that he doesn't even have a morale. He does whatever, and then he feels like he's above the law.
He feels like he's above the law. He never takes accountability on nothing.
Right.
Nothing. He if you don't support what he like, he's gonna trash you. He's gonna dog you out. And the sad thing about it, everybody behind him gonna follow his lead. That's, to me, I think that's more dangerous than him himself.
Right.
The people who follow him are just as dangerous as he is. You know what I'm saying? Because what if I get mad at everyone? What if you say something I don't like? What if you have a different opinion of my opinion? You don't trash people because their opinions are different from yours. Their policies are just different.
Right.
They just feel like we can get to the same place in a different route.
Right.
That's all politics. All politics is what route are we going to take to get to a certain place.
Right.
That's all it is.
And it's funny. Someone said he lacks accountability. So, and I was just getting ready to say that in response to you. That's the piece. He does not take responsibility for anything that he does wrong. So everybody's a liar. Everybody's wrong. Somebody's the devil. I think he said somebody was the devil for whatever they did with the trial and stuff. So it's like whatever he does that's wrong, he always has a reason that is not. It's somebody else's.
It's somebody else's fault.
Yeah, or
everything that he does wrong.
Right.
It's always somebody else's fault.
And that's a bad spirit to have.
That's a bad spirit to have, and we wouldn't teach our kids that. So why would we let the leader of the free world behave the way we are letting him behave? Right. And a lot of people standing behind. He leading in polls in a lot of places. And I don't, I think he's brainwashed. I don't know, man. It's just a bizarre time in American politics. And like I say, I'm not a big Joe Biden fan, but I got to vote for him because I'm not voting for Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you so just told everybody who you're voting for.
It's like you got two piles of doo-doo, right? It's like you got a pile of horse manure and you got a pile of cat doo-doo.
The lesser of the two evils. That's what you're saying.
You know, you can either you're gonna shove the horse doo-doo or the cat doo-doo. I'm gonna choose the cat doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better term. Anyway, let's get what you can tell me. We ain't gonna spend all this time talking about Trump, man. What else you want to talk about before we got about 5 minutes before we bring our guests up?
I was thinking about this. So it's a question of is it a such thing as being overly independent?
And what do you mean by that?
So a person who feels like they don't need anybody for nothing. Like, I got it. I don't need your help. And, whatever brings that about within a person. Sometimes it is, is that such a thing as being overly independent? Where you just feel like you don't need anybody for nothing?
Maybe I think you got a lot of people overly independent. And we just got you talking about one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You just got you talking about one person who think they're overly independent. They don't need nobody for nothing. But soon you lose their trial, you want everybody to donate money.
Right. Right.
And there they go. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to shift back to that. but he was
Yes,
the
you
perfect
did.
example of somebody being overly
You
independent.
Trump lover, you.
Oh, man.
You closet Trump lover.
He actually make my like I said, it's not him, it's his supporters that make my blood crawl.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like they're deliberately being ignorant.
Yeah.
They're deliberately ignorant. And like I say, in a way, I'm not vouching for Joe Biden, but at least he shuts up and just do the job that you called to do. Shut up and do your job. Shut up and do your job so we can do our job.
Okay.
Okay, back to the question.
So, well, Trump just stole the last few minutes, so maybe we need to go on and.
No, that's
Okay.
We got
So I think that there is a such thing as being overly independent. I think that you have the two ends of the spectrum. I think a person can be too dependent on people, or they can be overly independent as a person. When you're overly independent, I feel like that pushes people away, because everybody has a place in life here where everybody needs someone. If I was an overly independent person, then who would need me? Because why would I push people away and be like, oh, I got it, I don't need you? But then wouldn't I want to be needed? We all have something to offer to help, because we're interdependent, whether we want to believe that we are or not, as a whole. Because interdependence just means two or more people coming together. I mean, you walk outside. I mean, you no man is an island. You know what I'm saying?
I think the biggest misconception people got about success is that they can do it by themselves.
Right. Yep.
That they can do it by themselves.
Right.
And I don't care what business you're in, you're gonna need somebody, whether it's the customers or the servers, or you're gonna have some employees.
Right.
Because it's so far you can go by yourself.
Right.
You know, even I do music. I got it, but I have a producer.
Right.
I have a manager. I have people who I can help, who can help me do things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I promise. I like the fact that I'm not this person that feels I can do everything, because I feel like two heads are better than one. If you got it all, then you'll wear yourself out. Like everybody needs somebody, and that gives us a sense of who we are. Because if we need other people, then we're part of that group of people who's needed. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but I think the thing about the reason why a lot of some people do that, because they put in the dirty work.
Yeah.
The dirty work is put in by themselves. And by the time they get to a point where they see some success, they've been so angry by the people who they expected to be there supporting them. And it's easy. And it's easy to think you did something by yourself when you did the dirty work.
True. Yeah.
But that's your job. If it's your dream, you got to do the dirty work.
True. And and then on another point of how people probably get to that is when they've been hurt, where they dependent on people that let them down.
Yeah,
so
that's
disappointment
exactly what I'm saying.
Can create that.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes disappointment could get you in that place where you feel like I did this. I did this. This is my doing.
Right.
Y'all ain't helped me do nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to get in that place where you feel like y'all didn't help me do the dirty work, so I'm claiming victory for myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to prove a point.
I'm gonna claim all the victory. So how everybody doing out there? Bo Parker's in the building, Bridget Grimes in the building, Jackson Monroe in the building, Miss Diane's in the building. Who else out there in the building, y'all? I'll let your boy. You gotta be still, because you making the mic mess up.
My bad.
As we await our guest, Mrs. DEANNA Williams. As we await our guest, Mrs. DEANNA Williams, we can keep chopping it up. So what else you want to talk about?
Is forgiveness, like what is forgiveness, and do you believe in it? Like, do you believe? And the reason why I asked this real quick, I know we can't do too much with it, but it's a question to ponder. What is it, and do you believe in it?
Well, I definitely believe in forgiveness.
Me too. I think, and the reason why I'm asking this question, because I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and somebody offended her, and she was like, "Oh, I will never forgive them." And I'm like, "How is it possible that you don't forgive? Don't you want to be forgiven when you do wrong? Like you can't like that. That doesn't make sense." So
The,
I was just
the,
wondering. She
the,
said she didn't believe in it.
the biggest for me, when I forgive somebody, it's not about them.
Exactly.
It's about me.
It frees you.
To forgive somebody, it's more about you than them.
Exactly. It is. It frees you because you holding on to something that they did. And I've always said I will not hold on to something and argue with someone about something they did. Why?
Yeah.
What's the point? If they did it, they got to think about it and resolve that within themselves.
Yeah.
My job is to let it go and still be compassionate enough to say, "Hey, I forgive you," because sometimes you won't even get an apology. So
you have to forgive them.
Absolutely.
To get it off your heart.
Yes.
So it's not on your heart. So you don't stand accused by the man above.
Absolutely.
Of not being, you know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
God will hold back your blessings.
Oh yeah, it's said if you don't forgive, then you won't be forgiven.
Yeah, you won't be forgiven.
Because why would you expect something that you're not willing to give? And that's how I feel.
Exactly. So you look, I forgive you, but I ain't forgot what you did.
Right. And forgiveness does not mean reconciliation, y'all.
Yeah,
It just means I forgive it. Sometimes certain circumstances can create reconciliation, but a lot of times it's not even about that. You can forgive and love the person and just not have a relationship with them. So
all right, y'all. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Bo Red from Bankhead, Big Bo Parker, Jackson Monroe. I know you will, girl. Don't be trying to hide your name. Bridget Grimes. Listen, y'all. We asked y'all one favor. Cause we ain't put that cash up here yet. We put that cash up. Y'all gonna stop checking in. Cause I'm scared to put the cash up. But listen, y'all, we ask y'all to just please share this live to your favorite group, your favorite friends, or wherever y'all share stuff at, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we about to bring our guest up, Mrs. DEANNA. You know what? For a long time, I didn't know she spelled her name that way.
Well, now you do.
So it's simple. It's D and Anna.
Yeah.
And I was. But anyway, y'all, we got a young lady coming up, man. This lady has done so much stuff, man, that I didn't even know she had done so much stuff. And this is what this show is about, man. Celebrating people right up under our nose. Mm-hmm. We got great people doing great things right up under our nose, but we be going all over America trying to find some inspiration. Right. And we got people right in our backyard up under our nose, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So you wanna
read her bio?
Yeah, read her bio. Let everybody know her bio.
Yes.
Just read it to her, y'all.
So I gotta put my
don't go to sleep because it's a long bio. She did a lot of stuff.
I gotta put my spectacles on, y'all, for this. Okay. All right. So Mrs. DEANNA Williams was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, where she began her early training at let me say this right. Bethune Dance Company. She continued her education at Carver School of the Arts, where she trained in numerous genres of dance such as ballet, pointe, jazz, modern waltz, and salsa. During her tenure at Carver School of the Arts, she received many accolades, including being selected to perform pieces set by Derek Mentor, former Alvin Ailey dancer, rehearsal director, and merchandise manager, and also received Best Female Dancer for 3 consecutive years.
3?
Yes, 3.
3? God.
Yes. Upon graduation, Mrs. Williams attended Bethune Cookman College, which awarded her the opportunity to perform with 2 elite dance companies, Epicurean and Crave. She later continued her educational career at Atlanta Metropolitan State College, where she graduated with a degree in business administration. While at AMSC, she was debuted as a principal dancer in the TV show The Game and the Bronner Brothers Hair Battle with Terrence Davidson. Mrs. Williams moved to South Carolina to broaden her knowledge of dance culture across state. During that time, she married and soon returned to Atlanta, Georgia, where she choreographed modern dance combinations for the 2017 Governor's Honors Program semifinalists. It was her lifelong dream to start her own dance company, training youth in dance, art, and culture. DeAnna is now the founder of DeleGrace Dance Academy, author and co-founder of Forest Station Halls and Events. Wow.
Woo. Now take a deep breath. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we bring to the stage Mrs. DeAnna Williams off in this building.
All
Unmute yourself,
right.
girl. Unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Oh,
Miss DeAnna Williams, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much, but a lot.
Are you muted? We can't hear you.
Y'all can't hear me?
let's
She done got a hair did and everything for the show. Look.
let's
Are you-
see.
can
Is
you hear-
she muted or-
I can hear
Are we
y'all.
playing something on our end?
I don't know.
She not muted, so
Okay, let's see. Do you think maybe this right here?
no,
No, it's not. Okay.
Everything.
That's
changed.
irrelevant. Okay.
Yeah, that's irrelevant. Let me see.
Give us 1 second, y'all.
Everything. You
Let's
got your volume up. You got.
Yeah, y'all can hear me?
I don't hear.
Let me see.
Try to go out and come back in.
Yeah, that's
Try
what
to
I
go
was
out and
gonna
come back
suggest.
in. Yeah. So anyway, y'all.
Hopefully that'll fix that when she
Yeah,
goes
hopefully
back.
that'll fix that because we ain't
Right.
never had that issue right there.
Yeah.
So I got everything plugged in right. They hear me. They hear my big old mouth. So y'all hang tight as we bring her back up. We having some audio issues at the moment. What's up, Dariana Jones? Oh, Dariana say we hear her.
Oh.
They hear her, but we couldn't
We
hear her.
can't.
So it must be on our end then.
So
Let me-
I was wondering
Let
if
me, maybe I need to check something else.
okay, maybe the thing we worked on.
And she
earlier.
said they can hear her.
Okay, but we just can't.
We couldn't hear her. Maybe I need to check a setting or something. But I got it on. Let me see what I got it on. I got it on headphones. Maybe I need to change something else. When she pop back up, hopefully we can hear her when she come back in. Y'all just hang tight, man. You know.
And let us know if y'all hear her. If we still don't, yet again, hopefully that won't happen.
Yeah. So what else you want to talk about till she come back up?
We can still elaborate on the forgiveness thing. I found it funny that this woman believes in God, but she doesn't believe in forgiveness. So I just found that kind of, I don't know. That was a question I had. See what people thought about it.
Thank you, Dariana Jones. See, everybody's saying they can hear her, but us, yes, I can. So they heard
Okay.
us. It had to be some on our end. So maybe when she
Right.
come back, we can try to fix it on our end.
Right. And it may be
What we didn't.
what we were working on earlier. Okay. So
Okay,
I
Let's
heard
see.
that.
See,
Let's
can we
see.
see this word? Can you say something? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Oh, that's
Hey,
good.
we can hear you.
Hey.
All right.
We in business now, y'all. We in business. How you doing, Mrs.? I almost call you Miss Jones because I know your own. How you to tell Mark? I'm sorry. How you doing, Miss Williams?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
You're
We
great.
are great. We are great. We are delighted to have you on the show. We were
Yes.
supposed to have you on earlier in the year, but something came up, or
Yes.
somebody came up.
That beautiful baby girl.
Beautiful baby girl, Sailor.
Yes.
Okay, did we miss anything about you in the bio that you want to make sure we talk about? That you want to get out there?
Not that I can think of. I think y'all pretty much covered everything, especially the recent things, my studio and my book that's out now. So
Oh yeah, y'all. The book is out, Jenny.
And I love the book. I
And
love it.
hold it up.
Yes.
I just got 2 copies in today. They supposed to came yesterday, but they sent them early.
This is the book.
Nice.
That is the book right
And
there,
it
y'all.
is called Color Me Beautiful. It's
Color
an
Me
amazing
Beautiful,
book.
y'all.
I love it.
So if you have any young daughters, is this book for girls or boys too?
I'm gonna say it's for everybody, girls, boys. I mean, even for some adults, it's more of an inspirational book and a motivational book. So I would say it's for girls and boys.
Hmm. I can see that. Because I actually, being transparent, I actually read children's books like this because they do inspire me.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
mhm.
So you got any question you want to start off asking her? Let's put it aside.
I
Let's
do.
see who she is, who she is. You know?
I want to start off with the book because this
Okay.
you're doing a lot of amazing things. I want to start off with your book. So with the book, what inspired you to write a book for
Mhm.
one and to write a children's book? Because to me, in order to write a children's book, you have to have a love for children, number one.
Absolutely.
You also it has to relate and resonate with that inner child within yourself. So I'm curious to know what made you want to be an author and to actually write a children's book.
Um, y'all may not believe me, but honestly, the book was written a long time ago, and it just kind of sat in my archives, and I never really just finished it. And I decided, I wanted to finish it. I had a goal to be an author, even though I, secretly in my head I'm already one, and then I said, well, let me go ahead and complete it. Put pictures to it and get it out there. So that's what I did. It took me maybe almost a year to complete it. We had to go through the illustrations and edits and all of that stuff. I had to have it proofread and talk with the publisher, and finally, was able to get it out. So I had written that book, I would say early 2000s.
Wow.
Wow.
But you know what though? It's amazing how a lot of things that we see and hear today is
Right.
things that was thought
Mhm.
of years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, that's amazing.
What I love about the book, and I've not seen this in other children's books. I haven't. I mean, there is one. I have yours is the first. You have in the back of the book a vocabulary with a word search.
Yes.
And I love it because that gives them a chance to understand what the particular words in the book mean
Mhm.
to help them to understand those attributes to have and to carry. I love it.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
to those tuning in, if y'all have any questions y'all want to pose to Mrs. Williams, you can. And we see one now. I'm gonna pretend I don't know who that is. You say, tell us more about the book. Why should I buy it? Why? And this is a good question. Why should I buy this book?
One, support Black authors. I mean, support all of them, but um, you now it's becoming a big thing, but you rarely see, Black children books or children books with Black characters in the stores now. I know Target, does a good job with trying to sell them and promoting them, but it's rare to see that. So I think that's one major reason to buy it. Show your children diversity. Even if you're, another race, like I would purchase it just to introduce your children to other races. So diversity is another reason, and like I said, it's very inspirational and motivational. If you read the book, it kind of talks about a girl who goes through this phase of not seeing herself in a magazine or on a billboard, or seeing other dancers that look like her. And it did come from a place of personal experience. Being a Black dancer, you don't see us a lot. So that's the main reason for the book. And I think that, like I said, it's motivational and it's inspirational. Kind of tell people, no matter what you think you look like, if you think you fit in, like if people are boxing you in, that it's okay to branch out. It's okay to still achieve those goals, even if you don't see people around you achieving those same goals that look like you. So I think that's a great way. The book is a great way, to reach people. Sometimes people are visual learners,
Right.
and they need to be able to see something versus you saying, hey, don't worry about what you don't see, go after it. Like you can see it in the book.
If you can see it, you can be it. Yeah.
Yep.
And it helps with self-acceptance and embracing the who God created you to be and how you look, because we have a tendency to compare ourselves. And when we get older, we learn, but kids, when they're small, they're more impressionable and they have a sense about how they see themselves, and sometimes we have to teach them. And that book right there is just an amazing tool. I love it. I could see this being in the media center at the school where I work.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially in this day and time with social media, telling kids they should be this, you have to look like this, you have to look like that, you have to have a what you call it, BDL, what is it?
BBL.
No, but see, it's stuff like that the imagery that they put in front of our kids, and a lot of kids think they're not pretty enough.
Right.
I know in my son, in one of his songs, I listen to a lot of his songs. He say, "Was his lips too big?" And I mean, you perfect the way you are, and I think there was this book embodies that, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And it's needed. I wish that it had this book about 20 some years ago.
Where could people watch and go get this book? Where can they go?
It's on Amazon. You can go on Amazon and purchase the book. And Amazon will also give you links to other places like Barnes and Nobles. But the main source would be Amazon. You go right on Amazon.
Yeah, so y'all go get. I know a lot of y'all got granddaughters and grandsons that a little inspiration goes a long way. Y'all go get the book. Not only help Black businesses, but help your children be inspired. In a world of things that are so. And I hate to go back to Trump, but so depressing. In a world of so much depressing people and things, man, we need some positivity in our lives. Let's go back. Let's go back a little early in her life. Let's go back to the education. Let's look at what she started.
Okay. So when you went to school, what was your thoughts about what you wanted to do? Did you always, because I see you went to school for business. So when you did that, did you have a type of business in your mind, like what you're doing now? Or did you just want to have that for whatever you might decide you would do? Did you know, like back then, hey, I want to open up a dance company?
Honestly, originally, school I already knew was not for me. Very artsy and entrepreneur driven. Like I knew that was something that I wanted to do. So I felt like, well, if I'm gonna go, in order for me to be successful, then I wanted to at least learn as much as I can about business, because I know it can be tricky. Taxes, all that stuff is tricky, and a lot of people open businesses or have businesses, but they don't have the knowledge, and then you end up failing. So that was my main reason for wanting to go and majoring in business, so that I could learn as much as I can about my business and keep it. If I, keep it, everybody tell you, just work hard, or just, let everybody know, or tell this person and that person. And that's not really how it is.
Right.
You definitely need to know the, what's the words I want to use? You need to know you need to know about business. In order to
the business side of it, outside of the looks of it and what you're actually doing, the business itself, but all of the inner workings financially and all that stuff to keep it afloat. Yeah, I get it.
So as a kid, when you're dreaming, somebody inspires you to dream. Like, who inspired you? Like for me, Marvin Gaye, Otis Redding, they inspired me to sing. in the dance world, who inspired you to be a dancer? Who did you see and say, "Wow, I want to be like her someday," or him?
Nobody inspired me. I'll say my mom pushed and motivated me to be better than what I was. So when I first started, I truly just had a love for dance. Like it just came naturally for me. When she introduced it to me, my mom did. So when I started it, I loved it. Look, her mom. When I started it, I loved it, and I kept wanting to do it. And like I said, it came natural. And when I started at Balletnik, and I remember one of the instructors asking my mom, has she's done this before? And I had never danced before, but you couldn't tell me that I wasn't professional. So I just stuck with it. It was truly just having a love and a passion for it. And then as time went on, I learned more about education as well. Later on in life, Misty Copeland is one of the dancers I'd say right now that is inspiring. Being a Black principal dancer, so later on, I started to see more dancers like me. Like I said about the book, when I was younger, you didn't see, a lot of Black dancers. So when I started, it just was a passion thing. And now, it's grown into something more now. Now it's like, you're rooting for all the dancers, and you go and see all the shows for the inspiration now. Avon Ailey, like that's my husband takes me pretty much around Valentine's Day every year. They come here and we go. So that it's always inspirational to see them as well, especially at their age, still performing and demanding an audience with the flexibility and the creativity of the pieces that they have now. So they are also inspirational. Definitely support Avon Ailey.
Speaking of Alvin, speaking of him, you was able to dance for someone close to him, right? In his production, or tell us what that was like, and who was the guy you danced with for? What's it like?
His name is Derek Minter. This was in high school. He came to our school and he would set pieces. You'll have a special guest that'll come and set a certain piece on dances, but everybody had to audition for them, or he come in and he picked the dances that he wants. Like you just don't do it just because you're a part of the dance company. So he came and set a piece, and I was one of the dancers that was chosen at the time to perform, and it was a big deal. In high school when you're younger and you have people to come out and like from another state, or for even in a professional world, you come to our school and you like, oh yeah, I want her, like I want her to perform. So one thing I'll say I loved about dancing for him, or even being in one of his pieces, and I actually use this tactic today in my choreography, but he bases his choreography on the dancer's strength. So he doesn't just say, oh, this is the move I want you to do, or this is my favorite move, or this is what I'm good at. He'll literally, watch you, observe you, and he'll say, oh, she has long legs, or her jumps are high. So when he's choreographing, he makes sure, whatever your strength is, that's what he puts in the piece. And I realized that, like that's what make the dance beautiful, because like just say you miss, if you can't hit a split, I'm not gonna give you a split in my choreography because it's not gonna look right. So I that's one of the things that I learned from him. So yeah.
What age were you? I was trying to ask that earlier. I didn't mean to interrupt. What age did you actually start?
Well, I started, I'd say about 7. Had to be
Okay.
about 7 years old. That was with Balletnik. Not at 3. Everybody who dancing, I've been dancing since I was 3 years old. So it was a little later than 3. but I did have, I was passionate about it. And one thing I do want to say about age, I've had people to tell me, in my own studio, oh, I'm not worried about my child being good because they're too young to be passionate for something or about something, or, um, you know, they can't be passionate about something. And I would tell them like that's not the truth. Like I was passionate about dance early on. I practiced and I worked hard at my craft. I didn't just do it because my mom wanted me to do it, or because it's just a hobby I have, or an extracurricular activity I have after school. Like I was truly passionate about it. I went home after school, after I did my homework, I practiced, I stretched. My mom really didn't have to drill me about it, like, did you work on this, did you, like, I already was doing it. She would, talk to me and encourage me to keep going and keep trying, and not to give up on it. But it was a passion. Like I was okay with staying late at my dance, like the awards and stuff y'all were naming. I got those because I was willing to show up early for class and stay late for class. I was willing to help other dancers. Like I said, it was truly a passion.
Wow. I think we're all born with something that is for us to do, and it just sounds like it like you say a natural. Nobody had to push you, and
Right.
you have support, but you just on your own, just within yourself, was like, I like dance, and I'm gonna do this. It's naturally there.
Yes.
And you also danced on an episode of The Game, right?
I did.
What was that like? I mean,
Yeah.
with the casting call, or
Um,
they just want to, handpick people?
Well, I was performing with a group at that time. Some people may know this guy, but his name is Mooney, and he do like this twerk fitness stuff. So we went to high school together, and after high school, college, um, and I'd say not too long ago, but we, did a lot of shows and dance performances everywhere. At the Bronner Brother hair shows. We did music videos for different people. And The Game was one of the ones, one of the TV shows that we did. So it was a group thing, and it was actually his thing. We just didn't know at the time that the camera would be directly on me. Um, yeah, I never in a million years, because they do so many takes, and you have to literally out of breath, exhausted. You have to keep going and keep doing the dance over and over again until they say, okay, that's a wrap. We're done, on to the next scene. So if you would have told me I was gonna be one of the main faces they show, I wouldn't have believed it.
Well, you probably out there killing it. You know what I'm saying?
I guess so.
A pretty face out there killing it.
I guess the main thing was the group I was in was a hip hop group, and my strength has always been ballet. So when we got the gig, everybody like, oh yeah, we about to do this performance, and they like, oh, we want lyrical dance, and everybody like, what? So for me, I'm like, oh, like I'm trained in that. That's what I do. I'm a lyrical dancer. So again, it came natural, and I guess that's what they saw. Even though we all were trained in ballet and lyrical, like they were mainly now. If you see me doing hip hop, then the camera may not be on me as much. But
Now you say ballet. What's lyrical? I have no idea what lyrical is. So
lyrical is it's different from ballet. Pretty much it's similar to ballet. You'll see a lot of people doing these slow movements, but the definition is in its name, so it's movements to lyrics.
Oh, I
Lyrics.
get it.
Is it almost kind of like jazz a little bit, jazz dancing?
I want to say it's a mixture. It's a mixture of ballet. It's a mixture of jazz, contemporary dance.
It's kind of like the praise dances that they do. They every
Yeah.
word has to be
Right.
something doing. Oh, I kid it. Lyrics. They dancing to the lyrics.
Yeah.
Right.
Do what the lyrics say do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fits
So if
the
it's
lyrics.
not gospel, if it's not a gospel dance, then if you I'm trying to think like maybe love, maybe something embracing, that's the moves are gonna go to the lyrics of the song, but not like liturgical where they like thank you Jesus and praise God. So yes, but it is very
Well, I want to ask you your company.
yeah.
So, when did you feel within yourself you had the courage? Because to me, it takes courage to open up a business. Period.
It does.
Um, what point did you say I want to open up a business, and how did you even form the people that you needed to help you get started?
Okay, so it's a funny story. I'll say as far as the name and the thought and the idea, that was something again that stemmed from high school. Um, me and my mom would have car rides to school, and we'll talk about, pretty much dreaming. When you're a professional dancer, what you're gonna do, or what are your thoughts? And I know one of the ideas was opening up a studio, and she actually came up with the name, which is my first name D and my middle name Lee Grace put together. So that's where the name came from. Nothing French or
So
fancy.
your middle name is DeleGrace?
Lee Grace. Yes.
Oh,
That's
okay. I
pretty.
didn't know that.
That's
Yes.
pretty.
That's pretty.
Thank you. That's
It
where
is.
you get D. Lee Grace from. Is from
Okay.
first and middle name. But yeah, we had these talks about opening up a dance studio, and fast forward past that, my husband, he once he graduated college, he ended up moving to South Carolina and wanted me to come there too. And I'm like, used to being home, and I'm like, I'm not going. But I ended up going. And one of my tricks to get back home, I kept saying, I gotta focus on dance, and I want to open up my dance school. I can't do it here. I need to be there because that's where I know people in my head. That's where I know people. That's where I can easily get connected in the dance world. So that's what we did. We moved back to Atlanta. And he was like, okay, you said you opening up this dance school. So what you doing? Like, are you going to do it? And I'm like, oh, I have to do it now because I done whined and cried about opening it. So I got to do it now, which was a good thing that, he didn't let me forget that was my whole reason for coming back. So
That's some huge support because to move back, that shows he was going to be very supportive.
Before we get too deep into the dance, because I want to ask you something about Mark too. But I want to play this video for people who don't know, who haven't seen your work, and with those young ladies. We're gonna talk about this. I want to ask you a question about Mark, but we're gonna play this video first, y'all. This is her work. Y'all have young girls who y'all want put into something positive. This is certainly a great place.
I don't know how you do it. You blow my mind without a word. Stuck upside down, I might be dreaming. There's no way back now. Take every inch of my body. Wanna dance with you all night long. Dive in, babe, you know we can't stop this. Come on and show me what you got. 'Cause I don't care if they think we're meant to be falling in love with you. I'll do it again and again and again and again. But I
All right, y'all. That's a little bit of what she does, man. She is
Beautiful work.
so great with those kids. Now, the question I want to ask about Mark, how important it is to have a partner like Mark. Because the last show I went to, Mark was taking tickets. He was checking the lights. He was in the back. He was in the back making sure they ready. I'm like, how in the hell is Mark all everywhere? How many damn Marks it is? And he was making sure my music was right. How important it is to have a partner like Mark in your life, man. Just because I know you just said he told you, listen, you here, you better get it started. How important is he, man?
He is the most important. I couldn't do it without him. He not only, just support me like within the business, like he was even willing to invest. When we finally found a space, we would rent from somebody else, to utilize their space. But when we finally found a space, he helped put the flooring in and the mirrors. Like it's costly to try to have a dance studio. You have to have special flooring, and a lot of people don't know that. But he helped me with everything, down to even like I said, the business part. He has a master's in business, so he's very knowledgeable about business, and he's taught me so much about business. And I take what he's taught me and teach other people. Like, oh, this is just how you promote, and this is how you can go on and market. And I wouldn't have known any of that stuff had it not been for him. An inside person to kind of tell me and help me and lead me along the way. And even when I, have him up at 12 at midnight, he does the music too. He cuts my music because I don't know how to cut the music, and he's taught me, and I forget. And I guess because he's a clutch I can lean on, and I'm like, oh, I know you'll help me with the music. But he will be up at midnight putting together, the PowerPoints and for our for the background part, like we do visuals. I'll find all the visuals. He'll put it all together for me. Cut music, like you said, he makes sure the music is right. Help make sure I remember to bring certain things, pack stuff, because obviously my mind is everywhere, and trying to keep up with all my students and my parents. So it's a big part that I don't have to worry about because he's on top of it. So I'm able to focus on the things that I can focus on. Like right now, we're a small company, so we both have to wear so many hats, and he take a big chunk of that responsibility when he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to say, "Oh, I'll help you," because he has his own businesses and his own full-time job. And we're both parents, so he doesn't have to stop and find time to help me with my business. So I don't take it for granted, and I am very thankful for him. But it's very important to have a good support partner.
Yeah, and the last show you did, I was watching Mark. I'm like, man, Mark is a humble dude.
Yes.
I know behind the scenes he probably a little tough, but
Drill sergeant.
yeah, he's a drill sergeant. I know behind the scenes he's a drill sergeant, but he does it so humbly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like to me it was inspiring to see him moving the way he was moving.
Mm-hmm.
For your dreams, you know what I'm saying? And I know you say he don't have to do it, but I think in Mark's heart, he think he has to. He think that's part of his job as a husband, and that's inspiring. So I want to, Mark, if you listen, I'm trying to get your Father Day present, man. I'm trying to get your big Father Day present, man. Listen, you rock, man, and I'm pretty sure, and I know your wife appreciates you, man, and I appreciate just watching you, man, and that's what I had to say.
It's a blessing. Y'all like a perfect match as far as how y'all move together, which is necessary. I mean, that's a lot when you're trying to run a business and then you have your regular jobs. It's a lot. So and you're raising small children. That's a lot.
a lot of my parents that, say, y'all such a great team. And, you don't really think about it until somebody brings it to your attention.
Mhm.
But we work really well as a team. Like in business, surprisingly, they don't mix business with pleasure, but I don't know why it works for us. Like I don't think we've ever had like a disagreement about business. We bring our ideas together. We can sit, we can talk about it, we can plan, we can critique each other about it. And even if like at that moment we don't want to hear or we don't like it, we still both think about, what it is that the other person is saying. And if I have an idea, he'll implement it. If he has an idea, I'll implement it. We work good and we communicate well when it comes to running the business. Even like I said, with our small kids, he makes sure we have a solid babysitter because we both running backstage. So we need somebody who can watch our children. Well, but who can watch our children and focus on the business part. But yeah, he's absolutely amazing when it comes to helping and supporting my business and my dreams.
Man, shout out to Mom, man.
Yes, definitely.
It's always a lot of times. It's always the people behind the curtains that makes it happen. Sometimes,
Yep.
and I've seen him in action, and I know the work he put in. I see your mama saying, he's tough as hell."
He is, but he's on top of things, and when he's in charge, because like I said, I have to sit and I need to watch the dancers. So he's running, like, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? Hey, make sure you on time to get this. Like he's on top of things, but people respect that and they get it done. He know how to delegate. Tell certain people, hey, I need you over here at the door with me. I need you. Accepting money, or I need y'all parents backstage helping and assisting. So everybody know Mark, and everybody knows, when he comes and he say, hey, this is what we need to do, he means business. And me being a more, like I said, an artsy and soft person, I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, let's do, and he's like, nope, here we go, we need A, B, C, and D, and it just fall into place, and it works. Like it's a perfect balance.
Yes,
It really
absolutely.
is.
I love it. Wow. So I do have a question. What is the mission of your dance company? What is the mission?
Ooh.
Mission statement.
Well, not, I guess I won't say like in depth, but to sum it up, my mission is to really try to reach as many dancers or kids that have not, and they don't even have to have a passion for dance, honestly, but just reaching the youth, trying to have a safe place for them to come and explore, and not even just explore, but be able to I'm losing my words.
Take your time.
I lost my train of thought. That's mom brain, y'all. But be able to just be themselves and express themselves through dance. And I get a lot of students that aren't necessarily interested when they first come. The parents are just looking for something for them to do. And by the time they leave, they're like, oh, when the next season? Can we come back? Like they absolutely love it, because we don't just teach dance. I'm really strict on just being a young lady. I let parents know, I'll come up to schools if I have to. Letting the children know that I'm on the same page as parents. So I'm a second mom to a lot of students. So I would say my mission really is to just make sure I'm pulling them in and being impactful in their lives the way that they need me to be, because every child is different, and every child needs something different. So that's what DeleGrace is. We're more than just a dance studio. I teach them to be sisters. Like there's no drama. You can ask my parents. That mom drama stuff. No drama between the children. No drama between the parents. Like they will literally sit on the side while another student is dancing or practicing and everybody is clapping. Like that's important, for us to cheer each other on and be supportive with each other. So I don't allow the teasing and if somebody falls and mess up, you will literally see another student running over to help them up. So we're really big on, like you said, we don't want any more trumps. So my goal is to help help teach the children how not to be that way, because we have enough of the crazy people. So yeah, we work hard with teaching something different.
And to those who would like to get their daughters, do y'all? I haven't seen any young men in your dance class. Is it just a girls thing, or you
Not
know, have you been challenged with a boy saying, "I want to dance too"?
not really ever challenged. I've had one that wants to dance, and the dad and the uncles were like, no. And I just thought that was so discouraging. Like, why would you tell him no? And
Let me ask you this: why do we think like that? As is it a black thing that boys can't do modern dance? I think it's a modern dance thing that our culture think is gay. I'm just go ahead and say this: that they think it's a gay thing. It's a gay to want to do modern dance. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think one reason is because majority of dancers are gay. The male dancers are gay, but there are so many of them that are not. I have a neighbor over here. He's a professional dancer. He was at the Super Bowl with Usher, and he does hip hop, and that's how he makes his living. And I'm like, why would you tell your son that he shouldn't dance when he could literally be making six figures or more being a dancer? So I think that it's idiotic. Like it's just it's I think it's a lack of knowledge in mainly the Black community. A bit of ignorance, because we don't know what dance can bring for young boys. So you have hip hop, you have tap. There are a lot of professional Black tap men out there, that are amazing. And then you have, they have new stuff, fusion, which is like a mix of hip hop and jazz. So you have a lot of men that do Broadway plays, and they require you to know how to dance, sing, and act. So when you don't, if they say, "Oh, I just want to be a singer," like look at Chris Brown. Like I hope you don't think he don't take lessons somewhere. Like he still have to take some lessons, or somebody is teaching him to dance. So I really hate that we put that. We put that on our young boys, that they can't be a part of it. I wish we had more boys that would participate. We want to do a lot of partner dancing, and I can't do partner dancing or like with a male and a female.
And tango and like that.
Or the things that you see with the Alvin Ailey dancers. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see.
And we're limited to choreography and what we can do. But yeah, I mean, it would be much easier on my life if people would let their sons participate. And Balletnik was one of the dance schools, and that's like some people may not know it, but it's kind of like a Black Atlanta ballet company, a very old dance school here in Atlanta. But I remember being in class and them being very strict on the male dancers, like, dancing with their chest out. And they would tell them, like, we have enough female dancers in here. We don't need any more female dancers. And it didn't matter what their, sexuality was. If you are a male dancer, then you dance as a male. Like back then, that was the thing, no matter what the sexuality was. They were male dancers, and they danced like male dancers. You would never know, when they step off that stage that, they may have a little sugar in a tank or whatever you say.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So what was on the mission? What was on the mission?
Yeah. Well, what do you love most about your company? Like, I'm sure you get lots of compliments from the parents, people who just come that are supportive to the children that do their performance stuff. What do you love most about your company?
The children. Yes,
I can see
definitely.
that.
Um,
Mhm.
like I
See
said,
that.
just to see them come in school way and leave another way. Like I said, I've seen so many of them come in and not even like they're not interested in dance, or the parents say, hey, we have an issue with sitting still at school, so I figure this would be a good um, disciplined art for them to do, because dance is it's a disciplined art. um, and you have to follow so many cues and directions and rules, to be watching the children grow when they start and they have a lack of skill, and then later on down the line parents look up and like, oh, is that my child? Like, yeah, like, you remember when she couldn't do that? Like, now she can do it. So it's beautiful for them, to clap for them when they are doing great. And when they come to me and they like, hey, Miss Deanna, I practice my split, or I practice my extensions, and look where they are now, and they do it, and I'm like, okay, because like I said, I didn't have to. I encourage you to go home and work on your craft and practice. But it's amazing when they come back and they actually took the advice and they worked on something because they wanted to be better at it. And I think that's the main thing, like finding something that they want to do good, because even not even just in the dance world, just you as an educator, or in a school setting, how many people say, oh, you didn't do that right, or you dumb, or you need to get you, that's not right. Like, you even hear it from your parents, everything you're doing wrong. So it's a really beautiful thing to see them light up when you're telling them that they are doing something right. So yes,
Right.
I do it for
Wow.
love.
Of course,
So
absolutely.
how do people if get their daughters and granddaughters to be a part of DeleGrace?
So we just opened up our registration. I just posted it today. We are in the process of moving from one studio and creating a second new studio. So registration is open. They can reach me. Our website is DeleGraceDance.com, but they can visit our website. They can text me, call me, and I can kind of walk them through the registration process. On our Instagram, Facebook, you can message me, and I can help with the registration process as well.
I want to ask you another question pertaining to more like personal. How do you balance being a wife, a mother of 2 young children, and all of what you're doing at that company? Like, how do you
It's a
find
struggle.
time for yourself? Like, how do you do it?
That's a great question. It is a struggle, but I think the main goal is to prioritize
Mm.
as much as you can. When I am full and at my wits, like, I demand a break. Like, hey, I need some me time. And like I said, I have an amazing partner, not even just in business, but at home. So if mom needs to step out and go get a mani pedi, like, he's
Yeah.
all for it. He understands. So that's a major part, to even have a great partner at home that
Yeah.
will help give me that time that I need to balance everything. I know with my son, if I had class, because my classes are in the evening,
Mhm.
we eat, switch, swap the kids out. He get the children, he go home, he feeds them the dinner or whatever we have prepared for them. Um, So yeah, it only works to have a good partner to be able to balance everything. I can shift things over to him when I need to. Like I said, I have to prioritize what's important. I don't get to do a lot of hanging out and socializing because I have very limited time. I have
Mhm.
a wife, I'm a mom, a business owner, and I still have responsibilities, just within
Sure.
the, that realm of things. So keeping up with my child in school,
Yeah.
um, and like you said, I just had a newborn, so I had to take a break from dance this season to focus on just giving birth and trying to jump back in the swing of things. So normally we would have a recital like this month in June, which we are not having because I just got cleared, for my 6 weeks. So we're opening up registration now for July to start our fall season. And then I'm jumping right back in.
Okay. Wow. You probably make it look easy, but I'm sure it's not. I'm
It
sure it's
is not.
not.
It's not.
It's a beautiful thing to see that you have someone that can help support what you're doing. And that makes it flows wonderfully because it's a lot of hard work having a business, a lot,
Yes.
and probably more than people can imagine. So I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you.
Okay.
What other business ventures are you involved in?
We also have an event space that's near the studio. And pretty much, yeah, just events, birthdays, graduations. We've had conferences there. Whatever people need the space for, we rent it out. And even with that, Mark does all the cleaning. We have to go in, clean, flip the place for the next event. Sometimes we have events back to back, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Um, and did I say he already have a full-time job? So
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, trying to juggle two businesses, working and having two children. It can be steep. So outside of the book, I have the dance studio. We also have an event space, and that's for station halls and events.
Forest Station.
For station, yes, and
Forest
it's in.
Station. Okay.
Mhm. And you can hit us up for all your rental needs.
Okay. So if somebody came to you and asked you like what do I need to do to not just have a dance company but just to run a business, but specifically to if someone came to you and asked you like what would I do or what can I do? What would you tell them?
Be consistent. A lot of people, like you say, they don't realize how hard it is. And they get into it and say, oh, I'm going to, run this business and do A, B, and C. And then they start it and they quit because they realize just how hard it is to try to balance life and business. Like I said, you wear so many hats. Like you can't just, you know, put out the art or put out the work that you do. Sometimes you up late nights taking phone calls, like with our event space. We get phone calls all night long. I have to say sometimes like it's time to cut it off. You have to know when to cut it off. You don't have a 9 to 5. It's 24/7 work that you have a vision. You'll sleep. You got a vision. You jump up. I literally may dream of choreography, and I have to jump up and be like, "Oh, let me so I write these steps down so
Yeah,
I don't forget.
don't lose it. Yeah.
I don't lose it." So it's important to be consistent and committed to it. So if it's something that you want to do, it's just like a child, just like a baby. You got to nurture it. You have to grow it. You got to invest in it. It's not something that you can just say, oh, I'll work on it today, and then you skip 5 days.
Mhm.
It's something that you have to constantly work on. You got to constantly grow it, or water it, and so that it can
Yeah.
grow. Um, Marketing, all of those things. Like you just got to make sure you have the tools that you need to keep the business going. Like I started with just say 15 or 18 girls, and at one point I got all the way to 75 girls. And it didn't happen overnight. It was something that I had to keep, recruiting. I had to go to the malls. You know how they had little booths, go to the mall, pass out flyers, wear our, paraphernalia wherever I go. Like I'm literally a walking billboard. Like I have to market myself everywhere I go. I may be in Walmart and somebody say, "Oh, I like the jacket," or "What's that company?" And boom, I could tell them, "Oh, it's a dance company." I have to even try to be creative because you have so many dance companies out there. So if you have a business where you sell clothes, everybody has a dance studio. Everybody sings and raps, So what is it you're gonna do to be creative? And that's something you gotta sit down, study, figure out what it is that makes you different and make you good, and go with that. Like stick with that thing that you're good at. Don't try to get in, anybody else's lane. Like I know a lot of dance schools do competitions, and I would love to do competitions, but right now like I said, we're a small business, so I have to focus on what it is that we're good at doing. And that's, shaping and changing lives and inspiring and motivating young girls. A lot of my girls are like, "Oh, Miss Deanna said I can't do it." And the parents will call and say, "You say," yeah, like, "Yes, I did." They know. Like, pop, pops. I'm like, what the rest of your clothes? Like, Miss Deanna not playing that. Them getting down low and shaking ground. I'm like, that's where I'm different. I'm like, no, like you're a young lady, and we're gonna be young ladies. I don't let them have boyfriends. Don't let me hear about boyfriends.
You sound like me. I'm like that at school.
I'm like, no. And they're like, "My mama said," Miss Deanna said no.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta find out what it is that you're good at doing. Be consistent, be committed to it, and you gotta grow it. Like it's not gonna happen overnight. You're not. There are many times where I literally show up to my dance class Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, have shows and everything, and don't see a profit. And those are the things that people don't see, and they don't know. And they're like, "Oh, well, I didn't make nothing. I ain't doing it no more." Like, no, but there are times where I profit big because I had to go back, sit, plan better, regroup, market better. I learned as the years go on. I just keep learning. And I look at schools that's been open for 20 years, and they have all these students, and they're big in the community, and I'm like, that's what I'm trying to get. So in order for me to get there, I can't look at the amount of years that I can't expect to be the same as somebody who's been in business 20 years when I've only been in business for 5 or 6 years. So
it takes time.
You got to be patient.
Absolutely. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I want to go back to your book.
Let me say, to those who tuned in, if y'all have any questions, I mean to cut you off.
It's
If y'all
okay.
have any questions, feel free to ask. We got what, 30 more minutes with Mrs. Deanna Williams. If y'all have any questions, please don't feel. This is part of your show too. This is the everyday people's show. So this is your job. Do your job, y'all. Ask questions.
Yes, because she's very inspirational. Like she's inspiring me by the second. So
Oh, thank you. And I'm open book, y'all. Really. Oh,
sure.
And go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. And as questions come in, with this book right here, does this move you to want to write another book at some point? Do you see yourself being the author of many books?
Yes, especially now that I have 2 children. Like, I have a girl and a boy, so I see things every day that I'm like, "Oh, I need to write about that." Like my son, he's almost 4. He's been an only child for almost 4 years. So, books that help young children learn how to be a big brother or a big sister. He had a Black History project where he had to learn about Mae Jemison, like, a children's Black History book, or, just different things that I watch him, more importantly, do it inspired me to be like, oh, that'll be a good, a good lesson. Even if it's not as long as Color Me Beautiful, smaller hardback books. Even for my newborn, they have a lot of black and white stimulating books for them that helps when they're newborn. So y'all left me.
No, we here. We just giving you a close
Oh,
up.
oh, there you go.
We just giving you a close up. Look, we got camera angles on this thing. Now, can we?
I'm saying, y'all are fancy. I'm like, wait, what happened? But no, just black and white sensory books that are really good for newborn babies. So yeah, I have some ideas to write more.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds
Shanika
good.
Beanie wants to know again, how can I purchase the book?
Amazon. Go on Amazon.com and you can type in Color Me Beautiful, or you can put in my name as well, DEANNA Williams, and it should pop up.
Amazon, y'all. And I think the book costs like what? It's under $20. The book's it's under $20. I think it was what, $12?
Yeah, I say it's reasonable.
It's under $15. This book right there. Color Me Beautiful. If y'all have any kids who you want to inspire, man, to just be themselves and just inspire to be something great in life. We need that. And then you might want to, let me ask you something. Can you donate a book to like a school? If there's a registry you have to go through, with all the things they talking about, taking books off the shelves and all that, I know they have to read the book before they put it on.
Yeah, they do.
In the library. So
they do.
They do?
I could take this book to work with me, and the media specialist, the lady that's over it, she'll have to approve it. But I have seen in our media center books of this nature, so I think it'll be no problem at all. I mean, they're pretty strict, but I've seen a lot of variety of different children's books that's tailored for our ethnic group. So yeah, they do
And
have to approve it. They have to read it.
Yeah, I mainly created the book so that it can be utilized in the school systems, because that's where you see a lot of, especially like public schools. You see a lot of broken homes and children that live in poverty. I know I used to work at an elementary, and you come across so many different students with different backgrounds. So one thing that I did learn, and one of the things that I put in the book, like some of the words are highlighted. I know you pointed out the crossword puzzle in the vocabulary or the glossary in the back. And some of those words are like tier 2 and tier 3 words that, children should learn or should know by the time they get to a certain grade. So that's why I highlighted those words. That's why I added the glossary so that it can be utilized. And I'm trying to think. It used to be a time in the morning where they talk about social emotional and stuff. I know they have a name for it. I just cannot recall
Crew
it.
or something like that. Crew, like a crew.
It might have been something different, but it's a lot of schools do it in the
We
morning.
do it. We call ours crew, so we do that.
Oh, okay. Yes. In the morning, they implement a lot of social emotional learning. They have a book for the week or, for a day or however long that they focus on. And I know at my school, the whole school would read, that book, and they would talk about that book and, going to depth of how the child felt or how do they feel about it.
Right.
They're in this situation. So the book is very social emotional based. Just being aware of how you feel about things and also coming to terms with it. Learning like, okay, well, I am different, but it's not a bad thing. Being different is not a bad thing. So what can I do, to embrace being different? So yes, it's actually, I actually created it so that it can be, read in school settings.
And I don't know, I don't have a lot of knowledge about how authors get their books as a part of like
Mhm.
companies like Scholastic Books
Right.
that petition schools, and they, we have them come in. And I'm telling you, books like this, I,
Mhm.
I, parents clamor for them. I
Me
mean,
too.
they get sold out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've thought about that. I don't know the steps that it would take for an author to do that. But in a school setting, books like this go like hotcakes.
Yes, that's something I'm working on figuring out. I know my son, they have the book fair, and
Mhm.
I literally go in there and get books and spend so much money on all kind of stuff at the school
Mm.
fair. So
I do
uh,
too. I buy
it's,
plenty of them.
it's coming. So you're like, oh yeah, let's get a book for the class.
Yeah.
Let's get a book for you. So
And I'm always looking for books with us on it. I'm always looking for them.
yeah,
I always look for them, and they go quick. I promise they do go quick.
yeah,
Yep.
that's something I'm gonna have to do a little bit deeper diving
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
figure it out. Yeah.
Tamika Beatty asks, ask her, do she remember me? I used to be her teacher.
Mhm.
I don't
If I'm not mistaken, that's Miss Geraldine's daughter, Tamika. Yeah, that's.
me, me or Derry.
She might think you dairy.
A
But
lot of
she said,
people do. That's what I said. Me or Derry? What
Tanika,
school?
what school, Tanika? While we waiting on her, do what? Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? In everything you do, you're a school teacher, right?
Yes, or was.
Dance instructor. She said sheltering arms.
Maybe that's Derry.
She said, okay. Maybe that's her baby sister,
Tell her
Nikki.
we look just alike. We look just alike.
But anyway, in everything you do, from teaching to your business,
Hmm.
dance class, tell me, what is your why? What's what like what gets you up every morning? What is your why? I mean, is it the money? Is it the motivation of other people? Is it the children? Is it the husband? Is it all of the above?
Um, I can't say this word enough. It's passion. Like it's not the money. I just told y'all sometimes, I can do everything right, and not reap a profit. And of course, you want to reap one, but I'm okay that I don't, as long as I can see the impact.
Mhm.
So, if I know I changed a life, or if I know I helped a family, and sometimes that's what it boils down to. People want to participate and can't afford to participate. So, if I was able to help in any way, like, I'm satisfied. So, like I said, just seeing little girls that look like me, giving them something different to look forward to. Like I said, we got enough of drama and stuff that you see on social media, that you see in the school systems, that you see at home. So if I'm able to just kind of um, like just be a different create a different environment for children, then that's my why. Like, that's why I get up. That's why I keep doing it. My babies, they love me. They give me hugs, and they just. I mean, even if I have a bad day, they notice everything. Oh, I like your hair. I like your nails, and I like, you know, I can have on a t-shirt and leggings, and they like my outfit. So that's my why. I know that I get to create an environment where children can be themselves. They get to see me being loving and nurturing to them. I give them hugs. um, I encourage them. Like I said, I show up to schools. I'm just another maternal figure in their lives, and sometimes I think it's important to have another person. We don't always feel comfortable with our own parents. So just providing a safe space helps me to keep getting up, keep doing it. Because in my mind, they need me, and sometimes I need them. Like I said, they give me a warm, fuzzy feeling because they're loving and they're little and innocent, and
Mhm.
to just see them, even some of my teenagers who come in and that's how they come in. They come in, they just have these attitudes. And then later on, you look at them and they like, hanging on me or like, well, what you doing? Or, they talk more and they conversating more. They're more comfortable with sharing with me. And I enjoy that. Like I want to
That's,
be a safe space for kids. I think it's
that's
important.
rewarding.
Yes, it's very rewarding.
And it might be like one or two parents probably come to you and say, "Thank you.
Mhm.
My child has did a 360
Right.
since under your tutelage."
Yeah.
And it's kind of, in a way, it feels spiritual.
It
You
is.
know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you feel like you in a place where you don't know where it's gonna go.
Right.
Mhm.
And then that and then God always send people your way to
Mhm.
just keep you going,
Right.
just stay in the game. Stay in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mhm.
And I know the feeling.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
I know the feeling of doing something you like to do and not getting paid for it.
Yeah. Or not getting
But
paid
you
enough.
you
Not
gotta
getting paid enough. Yeah, that's
truly
yeah.
love it though. You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
love
I
love
love it.
what it is that you do. Um, and like you say, some people do it for the money. They see what they can profit from
Yeah.
it, and they go in for the wrong reasons. But my heart is pure, and my main goal is to really just be as impactful as I can in a child's life. I don't know whose life I'll change. It's not my goal. I don't go in there and say, "Oh, I'm about to change somebody's life today." Like that's not, my main goal, but my goal is to be able to, like I said, just be a safe space for children. Like I've had situations, where teenagers are suicidal. And you will be surprised that, I encounter those things in a dance setting. And my goal is to reach that child where they are. Like, how can I help you, change your mindset or, um, change the trajectory of your, I guess, really the path that you're on right now. Because sometimes it's not always a good one, and you don't know what a child is feeling and thinking. So um, sometimes it's important for me to get out of my own head space and focus on what it is that child needs. Like I said,
Yeah.
each one may need something different. Um, and it's my job to know what that one thing is that.
And
Mhm.
Speak Life said, "Thank you for saying yes to the mission." And I guess a lot of times that's what it's like a mission. Sometimes God has you on a mission. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And he said he will make room for your gift will make room for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Even though you're not profiting in your gift, you got something else over here that's profitable. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So the mission is important.
Yep.
The mission is more important than the money.
Absolutely.
Of
You
course.
know, yeah.
And I can totally relate to what you're saying about the impact that you make. And sometimes you don't even know how much of an impact you make until the parents come to you
And
and they'll
tell you.
tell you. And you're like, wow, I didn't know. It was like that. You have your experience and you're making a difference. But when the parents can come to you and say it can almost bring you to tears because it was all worth the time, the energy that you put into it. And you just always hope that they get it because you're trying to help and you're trying to do more than just teach them choreography of dances. You want them to be a better person. You want to help them with their confidence, and those things are super important, no matter what they'll do later.
Yes, and trust. It's hard for adults to trust, and it's hard for children to trust. And I have to be able to be trustworthy to the parent and to the children because
Right.
they confide in me as well, with what's going on in their lives. If they're late, I try not to penalize,
Right.
you know, everybody. Sometimes I have to put my foot down, of course, but um, I have to be able to be a listening ear for the parent as well. Um, everybody have something going on. So
Yeah.
being able to do that, and like I said, we don't even do the whole drama thing, and I think that's why I can be a listening ear, um, you know, to everybody, to the parent, to the child, and not feel the need to share it. Like just literally being what that person need me to be at that moment. And
Right.
sometimes it's a heavy load to carry. And it's you just hear all these crazy stories. So sometimes it's a heavy load to carry. But like you said, God put you in places, and He knows what it is you can take and handle. So I do feel like it's a God thing.
Mhm.
Know, and even when I'm tired and weary and want to give up, I still know, like, nope, you know, I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't really know what the reason is, but He gives me strength to keep going and keep pushing and keep trying, and keep listening. Some of the parents crazy too.
Of
So
course.
We were just
I
talking about
understand
we were
that.
just talking about being weary, right?
Yeah, we were. We were talking about that earlier today about how there's a scripture that says, "Don't grow weary in well doing, for in due season you will reap."
yeah,
The heart. So it goes something like that. So the benefits come of seeing all of what you've done, and um, it's you. What it is you living in your purpose. People ask the question, "What's my purpose?" Well, we're all purposed for something, and you're living yours. I mean, so and it's through your love for dancing.
mhm.
So.
So
So,
when
mhm.
Absolutely. Well, you sound like you about to ask another question.
No, I'm just relishing in all of this because I'm super inspired by this interview.
Yeah, she's very
Super inspired.
inspirational. She got a lot, man.
She make it look easy.
Yeah, and,
But
that's why I brought up Mark. I'm like, I mean,
Mhm.
well, I don't want to get personal and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what time you know what I'm saying? Mark, make sure when he get his chance, he get it in. You know what I'm saying? Mark said we gonna have them children too.
Right.
but it's
Right.
good to see that, with what you're doing, and with whatever he does, that y'all put it together. His business skills, your business skills, the role of being a wife, mother, his role of being a husband and father, and y'all just doing it. And somebody in the comments has said something about y'all a true power couple, and y'all are. Y'all
Thank
really are.
you.
Yes.
Superpower couple right there.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Since nobody listen, where do you see yourself in like 10 years? Where do you see yourself?
Um, Hopefully a bigger studio, have grown, not physically, not the studio itself, but my number of children or the enrollment. I would love to see that grow. And I also want to dabble in production. So um, my goals are to start music, acting, and dancing, and put it on musical productions. So that's something later on down the line. But if the opportunity presents itself, like if I get children that are multi-talented, I'll start, working on small things or incorporating it in my recitals now so that later on it can be bigger. And Mark and I have also talked about, a few times we've talked about opening a art school for like preschool age children. You see in the high schools. Sometimes you may see it in middle school. They may put on a play or so. But I definitely think starting it earlier than that is great. My son, he tries to do beats on GarageBand, and he have his little play guitar. So I would love for him to be in, our art school now, just, learning as much as he can. So that's been a conversation as well. And don't y'all steal my ideas.
No,
But
you know what? It's a great
It's
idea,
a great
and
idea,
you,
and I think more than you need to have that idea. You know, I think
yeah,
there's enough kids to go around.
of course,
You know
it's a
what I'm
great idea.
saying?
And God got you. You're covered.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna do it, and
yes.
you know that cannot be touched. So y'all got it. You good. Yeah. That's a
Oh, yeah.
great idea. I mean, I'm envisioning it with you. Like I can see it in my mind's eye. Like you got it because I work with young children, so I see the importance of students learning or children learning how to like find what their niche is early instead of waiting until they're like, you
Right.
know, late elementary, you know, middle school. I mean, because they're so inquisitive and they start showing signs early, like at 5 and 6, what their interests are and what they might be good at. So that would
I
be a wonderful gift to families to help their children get in that place with that type of work.
I
Yeah.
think so too. And
I
exposure.
will.
I think exposure is a big deal too. I've worked in uh, predominantly white schools, and I've worked in predominantly black schools, and it's a big difference,
Mhm.
you know, in the exposure. So that would be another why for me, you know, being able to expose our children to something different, something that they don't get to see on a daily, or something that they wouldn't get in a regular early childhood education. Um, so
Mhm.
adding arts to that, I think, would help expand the creativity, the
Right.
problem solving, all types of things. Like art helps with so much.
It does.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a great show today with our guest, Mrs. DEANNA Williams. She got so much. I don't. I'm surprised she had time to do this interview. You know.
Oh, I did makeup for like 5 minutes and ran down the stairs.
But anyway, we really appreciate you dropping in to tell the people a little bit about what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give her a hand again.
Thank you for
Give
having
her
me.
a hand. She should deserve another hand. Let's give her another round of applause.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. So listen, before we go, let's give everybody a rundown on where they can find you, where they can get your book, where they can register their kids in the dance studio, in the dance classes. Give them a rundown of all your business, man. You got all day. And this number we posted, is that number to the
Yes, that's my
event
cell
space
phone.
or the DeleGrace?
It's for DeleGrace, but of course we run the businesses together. So if you are interested in renting our venue for an event, then you can text me on that number as well, or call me on the number, and I can still help you, or I can transfer you over to Mark, and he can
So we
help you.
want everybody to write this number down, write this number and this email address down, because I'm pretty sure y'all know somebody who need an event space. Y'all know some bad little girls, not bad little girls. Y'all know some little girls who might. And this is kind of like when the men put the boys on the football team to teach them discipline and teamwork and stuff like this. This could be a great idea for young girls. Get them off the street. Let them know that it's more than twerking out there.
Yes,
You know,
it is.
it's more than like twerking. You get one job, you can get twerking. Y'all know where it's at. But anyway, y'all, jot down her number. Go get that book. Get the book for. I know y'all got a lot of granddaughters and children with birthdays coming up. Get them that book for a birthday present. Get it and save it for Christmas time. Or just give it to. So can you get it to the school that they're in? Pass it on to their teacher, something like that. Maybe they can read it in class.
Mhm.
Go get the book, y'all. Go get the book. I bought 2 already, and I got to get more because I know I got a lot of granddaughters. So I got more granddaughters. Jennifer is a school teacher.
Yes. I'll make sure I get this in to the
Thank
school
you.
when I go back in the fall.
You got to get your own copy though. But anyway, y'all, jot the number down, jot the email address down, give it to somebody y'all know who's looking for her business or looking to get their kids into something positive. Anyway, we're going to give you the floor, Mrs. Deanna Williams. Again, we thank you so much for coming on. And we're going to let you say your closing remarks. And
Well, thank
go
y'all and supporting my business. That's also major. If you all know somebody in business, support them. Even if it's just a repost, you don't have to do anything financially, but reposting for them is a big marketing tool. Word of mouth is one of the biggest ways to kind of get business. So if you know a Black business or any business, support them. You trust me, you would need it if it's you. I have learned that, support other people in the same way that I would want to support. So I do want to say that. So thank y'all for having me and supporting and even pushing our book and our event space on here as well. Y'all can reach me on my cell phone, 678-925-9997, on our website, DeleGraceDance.com. And we are also on social media, Facebook and Instagram at DeleGrace Dance. So I can be reached on any of those platforms. So reach out to me, even if you just have a simple question. I can answer questions. If you want to register, you can do it online. Right now, we are revamping our website so you can view it and see it, but you cannot literally register not right now. Maybe next week sometime. But if you want to still register now, you can text me and I can still, kind of tell you an easy way to do it. I can manually do it for you. I wanted to add, in addition to, I know y'all asked what were some of the things that I was doing or will be doing long term or later on, artist development. I have a niece that raps, and one of the things I've talked to her about is her stage performance. So if you have a young child that sings, that raps, maybe they are in an upcoming pageant or anything of those sorts, like I help with training them to prepare for those performances or prepare for an audition. If you need choreography for an audition, I can also help with those things. So artist development is one thing that I'm going to be adding to our website to help children, with up and coming talents, even if it's not just dance, but helping them, get stage ready or just even having stage presence, because that comes with the rap. You can't just rap, can't just sing. Like, you got to be able to, woo your crowd. So I help with all of that too.
Exactly. It ain't been but one artist be able to get away with just standing still. That's Luther. Standing strong.
And Whitney can just stand still.
Yeah, true.
But anyway, look, we appreciate you coming on again. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
And like she said, y'all, listen, it don't cost you nothing to share her posts, to share her group. It costs nothing, y'all. It costs nothing to do it. Go to her page and say something nice about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And me too. So
absolutely subscribe,
y'all. Subscribe. But anyway, we appreciate you. Thank you once again coming on.
Yes.
The show is, if you ever want to come on and talk about something else you got going on, you're welcome to do so.
Yeah, bring me back.
Yeah. Anytime you're ready, just come on, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is your show. This is the people's show. You know what I'm saying? So, again, we thank you and we love you. You can't do nothing about it.
Well, thank y'all, and I love y'all for supporting and for having me. Like I said, that's big for you all to even create a platform for me to be able to come on and share my gifts and talents. So I'm appreciative of you all as well.
Thank you.
All right. Until next time, sister.
Thank you.
And tell the husband I say great job, man. He's done a good thing, man.
I sure will. I'm sure he heard all the nice things. He probably gonna be with his chest puffed out.
Tell him I got him good and set up for a good Father Day present. Good and set up
Yeah,
for
you
him.
do.
Tell him you don't want no ties and socks. Tell him you don't want nothing you get anyway.
Oh my
Look, let me let you go for we go for the you can shut me down. All right, Deanna. Thank
All right,
you.
y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Yes, you too.
All right, y'all. This is where we got to say goodbye. Listen, I appreciate everybody who's tuned in.
Yes.
We really appreciate y'all. We couldn't do this without y'all support. And listen, y'all, show up every week. Don't just show up for the people you like now who go on the show now. Because we're going to have another guest on. We want y'all to show up for all the guests. And if we don't have a guest, we want y'all to show up for us. We got some good conversation, good stuff we talk about, you know?
Yeah.
You got anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
I just want to say, live on purpose, y'all. What this show is about, people coming on, showing you what they do, telling you how they got there, showing you the benefits of it and how it's panning out for them. Live on purpose and don't be afraid. Just get your foot out there and do it. It's never too late in life to get your dream on. Never.
And the great thing about it, there are people we know.
Yeah.
It's not the Beyoncé's coming on here.
Yeah.
It's not the Jay-Z's and LeBron. It's people we know in our backyard. People we grew up around.
Yeah.
Doing big things. Doing great things. Authors and business owners. People who got their feet in the mud.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? People doing great things. And that's one of my things. And that's, I think God put that on my heart to just highlight people around you. I know a lot of times we get inspiration from people. I see people posting other people's music, and I'm saying, well, damn, you know me, post my music with your pretty pictures. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I do this for the people. Mm-hmm. I think this is what God called us all to be. We got one job. Right. God gave us one job, and that's to love each other and to treat each other right. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all win, I win. Yes. Everybody I bring on this show, when they win, I win. Because I love to see people winning. That's all I like to see. People winning. Yep. And like I say, thank y'all for tuning in. Yes. Let me give y'all a round of applause. Now, y'all deserve the big audience. Thank y'all for tuning in. Listen, come back again next Tuesday. Same black channel, same black time. Jenny, what you got?
Do what you love what you do.
Do what you do, love what you say it again.
Do what you do what you love and love what you do.
Do what you love and love what you do. Yes. Oh man, that's a great quote. I gave a young man a quote. I told him your talent will get you there.
But your character will keep you
there.
But
your character will keep you there. And on that note, y'all, listen, guess what, y'all? We love y'all. And guess what?
Ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Peace out.